Krishna's sweetness cannot be matched even by Narayana. Krishna's sweet. Krishna is so sweet that even Narayana becomes attracted to him. When Krishna was there in this planet 5,000 years ago, Krishna was ruling over Dwaraka. So in Dwaraka what happened was that once a Brahmana, he used to live in Dwaraka, his wife delivered a child. But unfortunately, as soon as the child was delivered, it died. So the Brahmana came to the Dwaraka palace and he condemned all the Yadu dynasty kings, saying that in the presence of the father, how is the son dying? Because in the olden times, the king used to be responsible to ensure that there were no untimely deaths within the kingdom. People could die only of old age out of natural causes. If any of the citizen dies in his youth, when his father is still living, that means the king has become adharmic. So then the king is no longer fit to rule. So the Brahmana came here and accused all the Yadu kings in front of Krishna, Balaram, Ugrasena. He condemned, he criticized all of them. What is this? You are all big people sitting here and in front of you, my son is dying. How is it possible? That means you are doing some adharma. He criticized and Krishna was smiling and kept quiet. Then in due course of time, the Brahmana's wife gave birth to a second child. And even that child died upon birth. Again he came to the court of Dwaraka and he criticized all the kings of the Yadu dynasty and he went back. And this happened again and again and again. Like this it happened 8 times. And then the 9th time also the child died upon birth. So the Brahmana came and very bitterly he criticized all the Yadava kings. Krishna, Balarama, Pradyumna, everybody he criticized. So that 9th time, Arjuna happened to be there. And when Arjuna heard this, he got shocked. And all the Yadu kings, they had become used to it because this is not the first time it is happening. Again and again it is happening and Krishna is keeping quiet, so they are also keeping quiet. But Arjuna got shocked. Hey, what is this? He is coming and criticizing all the kings. So he got up and he told the Brahmana, don't worry, I am there. Please don't think that Kshatriyas are not there to protect the Brahmanas. I am there. I'll give you all protection. I'll see that your next child doesn't die. So in due course of time, the Brahmana said, okay, all big kings, personalities, Pradyumna, Asamba, Aniruddha, Balarama himself, Krishna himself are sitting here. They are not saying anything. You are saying you will protect my child. How is it possible? Arjuna said, no. I've got Pashupata from Lord Shiva. I've defeated even Lord Shiva. I am this, I am that, and all those kind of things he started telling about himself. So he said, don't worry, I will protect. And if I am not able to protect your child, then I'll give up my life. So Arjuna took this vow. So then Brahmana said, okay, if you are ready to protect, I am fine. So then in due course of time, the Brahmana's wife, the time came for the Brahmana's wife to deliver the 10th child. So immediately the Brahmana called Arjuna. Arjuna till then, he was staying in Dwaraka only. He did not go back to Indraprastha. Why? Because of his promise that he would protect this Brahmana's child. So immediately Arjuna took up all his bow, arrow and went to the Brahmana's house, and then he started shooting arrows for protection. He invoked the Pashupata, everything, so that any enemy comes, the arrow would kill all of them. And then the child was born, and as soon as the child was born, what happened? The child and all of Arjuna's arrows, everything disappeared. And the Brahmana came and said, I came and believed you. After, keeping aside all Krishna, Balarama, all those people, I believed you. I am a fool. Like this the Brahmana said. So then Arjuna thought, what has happened? So Arjuna got very, he has given a vow to the Brahmana. He cannot break his vow. A Kshatriya cannot break his vow. So he said, no. I'll find out where your son is and I'll get him back. And immediately he took his chariot and then he started traveling. He went to Indraloka, he went to Brahmaloka, he went to Yamaloka, and he went up to Brahma's planet, up to Brahmaloka. There also he could not find the sons of the Brahmana. And then he went to Rasatala, Patala, everywhere, all the planets he traveled. but he could not find the Brahmana's son. Finally, Arjuna was frustrated. He came back and he said, I could not find your son. So as per my vow, I am going to kill myself. So he started organizing to sit in yogasana and immolate himself. He started preparing. All this while Krishna was silently watching. What is happening? Let us see the fun. Then when Krishna saw that Arjuna is going to kill himself, immediately Krishna came, hey, wait. I am there now. Why are you doing all these things? So this is what happens, Devotees of Krishna, they will go and take some, vow or some kind of endeavor, big endeavor they will take up, and finally they will not be able to do it. Then Krishna will be forced to come and fulfill that vow. So Krishna said, Arey, why did you take up this vow like this? Chalo, anyway you have taken up this vow, I have to protect you, come with me. So because Krishna knew what was happening behind the scene. This death of all these sons of Brahmana were not ordinary. It was not being done by some demon or something like that. If it was some demon and all, Krishna would have immediately killed all of them. So Krishna was keeping quiet because there was some reason behind that. So Krishna said, come. He put Arjuna in his chariot, and Krishna's personal chariot, which was drawn by 4 horses. 4 horses, they were all transcendental horses. Because Krishna is transcendental, his chariot is also transcendental. His horses, Shaibya, Sugriva, Meghapushpa, Balahaka, they are all transcendental. So with all these horses, Krishna started traveling. And he is driving the chariot, and he is going, all the Saptadvipas crossed. They came to the edge of the universe, and then Krishna penetrated even the covering of the universe. There are 7 different layers, earth, water, fire, all these things. Each layer is 10 times bigger than the previous layer. So, and it is very dark. So to light the way, Krishna sent his Sudarshana Chakra, and then the chariot crossed over and they came to Viraja. And when they came to Viraja, they went to the middle of Viraja. There was a beautiful palace with all made up of jewels and glittering and in very with lot of opulence and surrounded, and lot of servants running around and all those things. And in the middle of the palace was Ananta Shesha with his thousands of hoods. And on Ananta Shesha's soft white body was lying Mahavishnu. So Krishna and Arjuna came in front of Vishnu. And the moment they came in front of Vishnu, Arjuna was seeing all this. He was completely awestruck, and he started, feeling very fearful inside. Where have we come? What is this I am seeing? I have never seen anything like this in this world. Because the Mahavishnu's place on the Karanodaka is outside this material universe. There is nothing that can compare to the abode of Mahavishnu within this material universe. So Arjuna was completely awestruck, and he did not know what to do when he came in front of Mahavishnu. So immediately Krishna, to show Arjuna what has to be done, Krishna offered his obeisances to Mahavishnu. Immediately Arjuna saw, oh, Krishna is offering, so I should also offer. So he also offered. Then when Krishna and Arjuna got up, then Mahavishnu, he immediately greeted Krishna and Arjuna. And then he told Krishna, Mahavishnu told Krishna, Dvijatmaja me yuvayor didrukshana mayopanita. Vishnu told Krishna, this Dvijatmaja, all the sons of these Brahmanas, mayopanita, I only have brought them here. Why? Yuvayor me didrukshana, because I wanted to have darshan of both of you. And he said, Bhuvi Dharmaguptaye, both of you have incarnated on this material planet for Dharmaguptaye, for protection of Dharma. And further, not only that, Kalavatirnav avaner bharasuran hatveha. You have Kalavatirnav, with all your expansions and incarnations, together, Krishna, you have incarnated, you have appeared on this avaner, on this material earth, on this Prithvi, for what? Bharasuran hatva. Because all the asuras have increased the burden on the earth with their asuric, adharmic activities, you have taken birth to kill all of them, to annihilate all of them. If you remember, in the beginning of the Krishna book, in the beginning of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the descent of Krishna, how does it happen? Because Mother Earth starts going to Brahmaji crying that the burden on me has increased too much because of all these Asuric kings. So, and then Vishnu tells Brahma that soon Krishna is going to appear to alleviate this burden. So Vishnu reminded Krishna of that you and Arjuna have incarnated with all your expansions for relieving the burden on the earth because of these Asuric kings. Bharasuran hatveha twarayetam antime. So please finish your work quickly and come back to the spiritual world. So in this context, Prabhupada comments that what happened was Vishnu Yuvayor Didrukshuna, Krishna, Vishnu wanted to have darshan of Krishna and Arjuna. Because why? Krishna doesn't come to this material universe often. He comes only in one day of Brahmaji. So it is very rare to get darshan of Krishna. Because Vishnu is always in this material universe, he also doesn't get to see Krishna. So when Krishna appeared in this planet, he thought, good opportunity, I should have his darshan. So he could have gone to Dwarka and had darshan, no. But no, Krishna's darshan is available only to whom Krishna chooses. Krishna had not yet chosen to give his darshan to Vishnu. So Vishnu could not have his darshan in Dwaraka. So he thought, how to have darshan of Krishna? I should do some trick by which Krishna will become forced to reveal himself to me. So therefore, he started stealing all the sons of the Brahmanas. But Krishna knew what was happening. And he knew that Vishnu is wanting to see me and therefore he is doing all this. So he didn't bother. But then when Arjuna's life came into question, Krishna said, Arey, what is this? Chalo, I'll take you also and I'll give my darshan to Vishnu and bring back the sons of Brahmanas. And then Vishnu gave back the sons of the Brahmanas to Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna brought back those sons and handed them over back to the Brahmana. So what this means is, even Vishnu is anxious to have darshan of Krishna. And even he cannot have darshan of Krishna without Krishna's permission. That is the position of Krishna, the supreme position of Krishna, where even Vishnu becomes attracted. Because why? Because such a sweet beauty of Krishna, Vishnu also wants to have darshan. And he is so anxious, he is stealing away all the sons of Brahmana. To that extent, Vishnu is going. Vishnu is what? Namo Brahmanya Devaya. He is the worshipable Lord of all the Brahmanas. He is always anxious to protect the Brahmanas. And that Vishnu himself is taking away all the sons of Brahmana and is putting that Brahmana into distress. Why? Because he is so anxious to see Krishna. That is Krishna's beauty.